Hi, and welcome to the Route to CISO Byte-Size podcast. I'm your host, Kris Rides, and in these bite-sized episodes, we'll be speaking to experienced cybersecurity hiring managers. We'll be asking their advice on how you can stand out from the crowd to make the career moves you desire. Hi everybody, it's Kris Rides here. I'm filming a Route to CISO Byte-Size episode, and I'm trying to do this out at conferences. So I've got loads of conferences to go to, and I've got a good friend of mine, Jenai Marinkovic, with me. Jenai,
howdy.
Say
Hi.
hello. Yeah, introduce everybody to you. I've known you for years, but they don't know you yet.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Jenai Marinkovic, and I am the president and the co-founder of GRCIE, that is GRC for Intelligent Ecosystems. And I've been invited here with Kris to participate in a conference to talk about cybersecurity related careers, especially as they pertain to rural communities.
Yeah, and we're at North Central Washington Cybersecurity Summit. We had the keynote panel this morning, along with a couple of other good friends of ours.
Yes.
And we're at Big Bend Community College. It's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. The sun is shining. This is the Washington state that I love when it's like this. It reminds me of a sunny England.
It is breathtaking. First off, the weather's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
The drive from Seattle to here was spectacular. We got to see the gorge, these beautiful waterfalls.
Yeah.
And everybody here has been absolutely amazing. And it's always impressive to see a community come together and decide that they want to transform things like cybersecurity and GRC at the community level. And that's definitely what we're seeing here.
Yeah, 100%. They're building a really nice network here, and it's lovely to come out and do other things. Not that we don't love the big conferences like the RSAs and ISACAs and the ISC2s and InfoSec Worlds and all of those. They're amazing, but it's nice to come to these more local ones where we get to meet people, and then it feels actually quite a big difference that you make when we're talking to these people that are all trying to get together and solve their cybersecurity or community and career problems.
I mean, the majority of companies in the United States are small and medium-sized businesses. And small and medium-sized businesses are ill-prepared to deal with the type of threats that we see today. So the idea that we're able to sit down and talk with communities at the community level and talk with people who are looking to get into cybersecurity or people who happen to be in IT and wearing 40 different hats, so it was a beautiful thing to see the community come together today.
Yeah, and I think this is probably a good opportunity to. Some of the questions that we got during the keynote are ones that obviously we get asked a lot, and there's a lot of people out there that are looking for more info on them. So I thought we'd answer some of those questions on here. Hopefully we're going to wobble a bit. We're going to get, by the way, there's like a plane test airport right next to here. We're in Moses Lake. So we will get planes over the top. Who knows how this is going to come out? I'm going to be half in the sun. I'm going to have a suntan that goes like this. This is all good fun. But one of the questions that we got was around AI and how it's going to impact people's careers. And so it's definitely an area of interest for a lot of people. Everywhere I go, people are worried and concerned or excited about it. They seem to fall into those two camps. Jenai, where do you feel the impact of AI is going to be on careers within the cybersecurity industry?
Sure. It's going to transform every single aspect of all of our jobs. Now, I first want to kind of answer the question, is AI going to take my job? And, the answer is that if you're singularly domained, if you do one thing and you do one thing very well, and it happens to be something that's highly automatable, then yes, you are going to lose your job to AI. But on the flip side, AI offers, especially generative AI, offers a whole suite of new opportunities and new types of jobs. So whether or not you are you're a security architect, or whether or not you happen to be in security operations or defense, using large language models is going to transform your job. So first and foremost, let's start with GRC. With GRC, you have to be able to define a set of controls around artificially intelligent ecosystems. So you have to understand AI-based controls. The way you execute risk assessments against algorithms and artificially intelligent systems is very different than the way you analyze security and compliance around traditional systems. So there's opportunities for you to become an expert in AI governance, understand how to execute proper risk assessments, as well as identify and then select the controls. Now we move into, well, I've got to be able to implement those controls. I need to be able to understand what attacks look like against artificially intelligent systems. Well, how do I log that? How do I build the patterns that detect those specific types of attacks? So you've got the whole aspect of how I protect and defend artificially intelligent systems. So you've got that, but then on the flip side, you have AI on AI attacks, which will completely transform the speed and the ferocity with which these attacks occur as well, which means that the way we traditionally handle attacks today, the speed with which we have handle those attacks today are going to change. And then we're starting to see a lot more when it comes to agentic AI as well. And so I think, we're going to start to see that transform different jobs too.
Yeah, I think people are at we're still in the early stages of how AI, and it's ramping up so quickly. And that's something that, it's been around for a little while now, but if you look at something like the NIST AI RMF, right, I think that was early 2023. So the people that are experts on that have 2 years worth of experience, right? So we're kind of in that stage where if you embrace it and learn about it and utilize it now and become the expert, within 2 years of something starting, or AI didn't start 2 years ago, but you get the gist of things. If you take it, embrace it, and treat it as a way to enhance what you're able to do, increase your productivity, then I think you can quickly grow your career and make a big impact. I always think when I look at these sort of things, there was still those people that when computers were built and they came out and everybody was worried about all the jobs that they were going to take, all these typists, people still clinging desperately onto their typewriters. It was those that grabbed the word processors, that grabbed the early computers and got access to them and learned them, the ones that built very quick careers. And we can see these sort of big game changers are also things that create brand new career opportunities. You just got to grasp at them rather than sit there and worry about the impact. And I won't go into this career because that's going to impact it. Don't want to go into this career. I think you have to be realistic. We know people that are in careers where it's going to make a huge difference. Where it's going to make that huge difference, if you're not somebody that grasps it and runs with it and becomes an expert in it, then you're one of the people that are going to be left behind. You're going to get your job taken over. So I think the ultimate thing with AI is you've got to grasp it and do what you can with it.
You do. And here, we tend to talk about all of the technical impacts as a result of AI, especially, like I said, generative AI. But there's a lot of other ways that you're able to use it to transform your career. One of the problems that we have in technical industries is we don't necessarily communicate effectively with our stakeholders. And so one of the things that the system is able to do is help us really identify what our value proposition is, or be able to translate what we're trying to say in a way that's palatable to the audience that we're trying to influence. And so it can help you quite a bit with your soft skills and your delivery of messages, because oftentimes what ends up happening, I don't have the budget and I can't get executive leadership to buy into my message. But if I'm able to change my message so I'm speaking the same language of my executive leadership, then I increase the likelihood that I'm going to be able to get the budget, the people, the resources I need to be able to affect that type of change. So it's not just about AI making us faster or better or smarter. It's that AI can help us really hone in on the human skills, which are some of the skills that we tend to be lacking in this industry.
Yeah, the soft skill part. We were having this discussion last night with some of the other panelists, and the soft skills part is the part that is so key to having a great career and hockey sticking your career up. It's going to be based on those soft skills, your communication, understanding the business, all of these things. And we've got to remember that ultimately we're creating AI, and AI is going to take all this data and maybe work with it and produce these things, but we still create it. We're still the ones that are doing that. We still need the expertise to make it better. And so, I think those are the areas that people need to bear in mind when they're sitting there worried about their jobs. How can you grasp it? How can you make the most of it? How can you build your soft skills and the things that make us individuals and connect us? How can you utilize and grow those areas so that you can become a better and more productive person with AI in our world? Because it's not going anywhere.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It can help you understand the business a lot better. Again, we tend to hyper-focus on technology, but technology is always in service of the business. And so we traditionally will identify what we believe to be the critical processes, and then we map that out and then do our risk and threat assessments, identify controls, and so forth. But we really don't get into the details of understanding a company's supply chain, really understanding the way a company makes money, understanding the ways that an attacker is going to hyper-focus, because remember, attackers are able to use the same Gen AI that we are. And if it is able to very rapidly understand, hey, this is the weakness within a company, that if I'm able to hit this part of the company's supply chain, I'm going to increase the likelihood that an extortion-based attack is going to be successful. If I'm able to do that, and I'm able to do it fast, and then I'm able to identify the set of controls that lightweight controls that help me be able to detect and block those attacks every single step of the way, I'm able to make real change. So AI is one of the wonderful things it's able to do is help us increase the speed and the accuracy of our risk assessments. And risk assessments, if you look at any of the studies, are an area where we tend not to execute them quite frequently enough. So again, it's just one of those things where it can help transform every single phase of cybersecurity and GRC if we let it. The key is doing it in a responsible way.
100%. Well, look, it was just a bite-sized episode, so just a few thoughts from us. Thank you very much, Jenai, for spending your time talking to the Route to CISO peeps out there. Everybody that's following us, please like and subscribe and do all of those great things. I probably need to end this before I end up with the full. As you can see, eventually the sun's coming up. At least when it's fully up, I'll have a complete suntan rather than just half my face.
I don't know. I think half the face, you're going to start a new trend.
It's almost like a David Bowie thing.
There you go.
With the zigzag.
Absolutely.
That's what I could go for. Well, again, thank you for joining us. And keep an eye out for the next Route to CISO bite-sized episode. And I'm going to get Jenai signed up for season 3 for a full Route to CISO episode.
I'm ready for that.
Okay, you're down for that.
Yes.
So that's good. So everybody, thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Route to CISO Byte-Size podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you keep an eye out for season 3 of the full Route to CISO podcast. And in the meantime, stay up to date by liking, commenting, and of course, subscribing to our channel. Thank you.